And let me go to the breaking news that is coming in. The breaking news is that the Manipur will very soon have a CM. Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a high-level meeting today as efforts gathered to pave form of a new government in Manipur where President's rule is set to expire next week. And what happened is Yumnam Khemchand will be next Manipur CM. Yumnam Khemchand has been elected as the leader of the BJP Legislative Party. It creates precedent now, or it creates the environment whereby there will be a functional government in Manipur. Manipur was hit with ethnic violence, and why Yumnam Khemchand would be the next CM is something which we are going to discuss. The very fact that Biren Singh was not elected and Yumnam was elected is a very important development. Let me tell you that Yumnam Khemchand has also served as the Minister in Bharatiya Janata Party government. He has been elected in Manipur Legislative Assembly in 2017, 2022 from Singjamai constituency as a BJP candidate. He was also the Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly. Born in 1963, he is 62 years of age. He held the position for Rural Development, Panchayati Raj. So he is a very senior face. So there is an end of the suspense, and Yumnam Khemchand is the new CM. He will be the new CM of Manipur. That's the big story we are breaking. Let me straight away go to Brijesh Pandey, the input editor of News9. Brijesh, why has this decision been taken?
I think, the government has decided that time has come for them, and given the kind of fluid political scenario, a situation which is there back in Manipur, it's time to, appoint someone who is a trusted person of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and also the fact that someone who's a seasoned politician when it comes to functioning of the cabinet or the governance of the day. He has been, as you pointed out, been an MOS before. He has been Speaker of Manipur Assembly first and then became a minister also. And very interestingly, Karthike, he was the one, there were fight between Biren Singh and one more, Vishwajit Singh, and as to who will become the Chief Minister of Manipur. The third person who was backed by RSS was very, very instrumental and was wishing for him to become
important point, Brijesh. Let's break it down. Why are you saying that RSS played an instrumental role? Why was RSS now in favor of a fully functional government?
No, I'm saying that RSS was always in favor of him. At that point of time, it didn't work out. But I think right now, it also worked out that, he has a very good equation with RSS. He has a very good administrative experience. His tenure as a speaker was also seen by many as, taking decisions which were helping Bharatiya Janata Party and were inimical to, the Indian National Congress. But the fact of the matter is that, he has RSS backing. He has the requisite administrative experience, and many believe that he has the sagacity to make an attempt or make an overture, an important overtures to the other side, and at least instill a sense of peace and calm return to the state, which is an extremely challenging task and which is easier said than done. So I think, the two very important things which has happened, the president rule is going to come to an end. The second leg of the president rule is going to be the final on 13th. It will go down because before that, the chief minister is going to take oath. Second, one or more than 2-3 years of political despondency as far as Manipur is concerned will come to an end, because the then Chief Minister, erstwhile Chief Minister Biren Singh was being viewed as a very polarizing figure. He had a lot of people, a lot of Meitei supporters, and is completely polarized, was perceived to have polarized the Manipur community. And many believe that, the war against drugs and war against illegal infiltrators were kind of, him getting at the Kukizo community. But now, with an announcement, him being changed, a new person coming to helm affairs, someone who has a requisite administrative experience, has the RSS backing. I think, it'll be very, very interesting as to how the next 1 week is going to be as far as election of Yumnam Khemchand as the next Manipur Chief Minister.
It's also because of the reason, I was just thinking that, Bharatiya Janata Party did very poorly in 2024 Lok Sabha election. And they not only lost Manipur inner, they also lost Manipur outer. And now, and this is despite the fact that, look at that 37 seats, there is no other political party which is close to Bharatiya Janata Party in Manipur. And despite that, they completely lost out in Lok Sabha. I think, my understanding is, I think they want to gain back the political narrative they lost. I think that is why, the entire Arambai Tangol has been disarmed. There has been a accommodation of various Sioux groups that has been done very deftly by Home Ministry. I think the credit goes to him. And then plus, they have also been able to rein in the civil society members. At least there will be an elected government. What I really like is that, there will be a chief minister, but the challenges will be humongous because, we haven't seen the statements from ITLF, we haven't seen the statements from Cookie organization. Because ultimately, when you say you're going to have a chief minister, you acknowledge the territorial integrity of Manipur. You are acknowledging the territorial integrity of Manipur. But apart from that, the challenges are far bigger. The issues of drugs.
There are two things, we have to understand, Kartikeya. One is, the government has made it very, very clear, and I don't think there's going to be any revisiting the scenario, which is their steadfast support to the territorial integrity of the Manipur. They have made it abundantly clear that under any circumstances, under no circumstances, there's going to be tinkering with or any, giving an independent state within state as far as Manipur is concerned. And the second and perhaps the most important thing is, Kartikeya, is that Manipur is a blot on the BJP policy. It's a big blot. And this is the reason why I think, the BJP would want to undo the kind of political damage it did to their northeast political outreach is concerned. One of the key things for which the Prime Minister received maximum accolades, in the early years of his first tenure was his northeast outreach program. Dr. Jiten Singh was made the minister. There were all the Ministry of Tourism at that time was Dr. Mahesh Sharma would visit northeast every 15 days, once in a month. All the ministers were actively encouraged to visit northeast, one state or another, and make it like, it's not like India is some outer land and there's some sort of a division. So all of that outreach, it came unfolding ever since this ethnic crisis unfolded. The BJP initially, usually they are very, very quick with the surgery, but somehow, they didn't display that kind of political will at that point of time.
My understanding is, I think BJP was also taken aback. By the sort of the scale of violence. I think they did not imagine that the violence would be so permanent. It would be scarring the identity of the state. One. Secondly, they also, I think, did not realize that this will polarize the administrative setup also. You recall when there used to be there used to be open confrontation, in this studio, one member would take side of Assam Rifle, another would take side of the Manipur police. You recall that it would become such a tough thing, to say that don't politicize our armed services and security services. Yeah. So it used to be such a tough thing doing that. So, but it happened. But I'm very happy in a way that Manipur sees the Chief Minister because we have been covering it very diligently, and now we can see Mr. Patra is also there in the photograph. But there is one more thing. There are issues that lay unresolved. The entire campaign of poppy cultivation, entire campaign of illegal infiltration, the entire issue of border fencing, the entire issue of land usage in the Manipur plain area, the entire issue of the people who are living in the valley not being able to go to hills, entire issue of the people living in hills their inability to access hospitals in the valley, the entire issue of the two people not sitting in the same place together. How do you resolve that, Brijesh?
I think it's going to be extremely difficult because, getting a new chief minister is just 1% of the rest of the 100% task. And I think, that the new chief minister will also have to hit the ground running in order to bolster confidence among the policemen, to make sure that the coordination which right now is happening under the president rule between the unified command, to make sure that, all sides gets to see the political purpose of the chief minister and is also in sync with him. I think the messaging has already been done with Amit Shah being part of that meeting. The messaging has been done that Yumnam Khemchand has the unstinted backing of Home Minister Amit Shah, the number 2 in Narendra Modi government. So I think nobody is going to doubt the political prowess of Yumnam Khemchand in early days, but I think the real challenge lays in sending out a message that, that we mean business. If the reach out is there, then reach out is effective. Also, the fact is that they also will have to make sure that the policing is proper, but policing is also very strict, because, we have discussed, so we've done so many shows on that, is that thousands and thousands of weapons which are still at large. all those weapons we have been looted from police stations, from the armory, they're still at large. And, one of the key challenges is going to be, to make sure, or make an honest attempt to make sure that all the illegal weapons which are in the hand of all these groups, whether it is a section of Sioux group or Arambai, Tengol and others, the police is able to recover them. Otherwise, if an armed society is there, civil society is there, it increases the task of police, paramilitary, army and everyone which is deployed there all the more. And this is going to be the big challenge as far as Yumnam Khemchand is concerned. Not to mention the deep divide which is there. The state stands divided between the Kukizo community and the Meitei community.
Brijesh, before we move on to the other aspects of Manipur, but one really important issue is that when he holds the unified command, then what will happen?
I think he'll have to send out a very strong message, because, in politics, among many other things, the higher percentage of people who vote for you also matter a lot. So I think he would also want to send a message to the Meitei community that he means business. Meitei community was also, if you remember, Karthike, at the fag end of Biren Singh's chief ministership, was not very happy with the way things were progressing. They wanted him to do a severe crackdown as far as, all this poppy cultivation, illegal infiltration. The government has announced that they will fence the border, the Myanmar border. So, he would also want to send a message to his electorate, so that, because he also has to win the next election. So I think it makes his task all the more challenging. It will be very interesting to see what is the reaction of ITLF, what is the reaction of Kokomi, what is the reaction of other Kukizo organizations, and how they perceive, election of Yumnam Khemchand Singh as the next Manipur Chief Minister. He'll get better reception, I'm 100% sure, than what was the image of Biren Singh at that point of time. But it'll be very, very interesting to watch out, what kind of reception he gets as far as the Kukizo community and both Meitei communities are concerned.
Absolutely, Brijesh. This is one story we're going to keep track on, because this story is not going to go away, because the challenges before the new Chief Minister is going to be immense. Now, when this swearing in going to happen, how the ministries are going to be distributed, who is going to be in the first cabinet, who is going to be the new, the entire structure, DGP, the Chief Secretary, entire chain of thing will be changing in Manipur. But it's a big step that the government has taken.